Howdy y'all, it's Cody from the Keepers of Nerddom. How you doing? It's been a little bit, sorry about that, but we have just been busy around my house and just things kind of had to take, some focus, and that's all good. I hope you enjoy the tank videos that are playing as we talk through this, because I'll be honest, I don't really want to just have pictures up of this thing that we're going to talk about for the Tau, and I'm really excited about Tau, and yet it's funny, like everybody on the internet's going, oh my gosh, we got a new range refresh for the Kroot, and yikes. It's Kroot. I'll be honest. Everybody's excited. I look at them and I go, they are more detailed, which is great, but these things are ugly. It's like, what would happen if a frog went to a Battletoad and then turned into something monstrously hideous, right? Just on a whole nother scale. And that's what we have for Kroot. And I'll be honest, it's not a part of the Tau that I'm interested in at all. They're just not there, even if it becomes a great play style somehow in the Tau Codex. I will not be getting into the Kroot. I just don't really care about them as an interesting part. It's just not my thing. They just, the models as far as detail are amazing. The models as far as actual looks are disturbing. It's just blah. Like, also, has anybody ever just like truly paused to think about the Kroot and Vespid Stingwings? And Vespid Stingwings, I think, make a little bit more sense in that the Tau, welcome these other races into their alliance, which is really cool concept. But then it's like the Kroot, and maybe it's part of the lore that the Kroot just totally don't want a lot of high-tech stuff, and that may be it. And okay, well, sure. But as it stands, I mean, you'd think if the Tau is going to actually have them as frontline warriors, they're going to be like, all right, you need to have certain things, that way you're good, but maybe their alliance with them is pretty tentative. Let me know down in the comments below if you know more about the Kroot than I do. Like, what is it that's causing this? So, the War Shaper was the thing that... Trail Shaper, sorry. That was previewed this week, and pretty awesome kind of concept going on there. Along with two abilities that will be probably part of like either their abilities and or things inside of the Kroot side of the Codex for a team kind of deal. So we'll go through this just a little bit, and you can go look up the Trail Shaper on your own if you so desire. But I'll be honest, I don't need to show you pictures, because you can go look at it on your own and go, ugh. And again, highly detailed model, and in that way it looks really good. But the actual look of what it is, you're like, ugh, gross. Just not, I don't know, just not a thing. So, all right, it says this: intimate knowledge of the local terrain keeps Trail Shapers one step ahead of keen opponents who might have thoughts about charging the Kroot. The trail finding ability makes sure that opponents have to get seriously close before success is guaranteed. While unlucky prey falling back will find their predators in hot pursuit. So, that's a good point. So trail finding, it says this. It's an ability that I guess this Trail Shaper will have. Once per turn, when an enemy unit ends a normal, advance, or fallback move within 9 inches of this model's unit, if this model's unit is not within engagement range of one or more enemy units, it can make a normal move up to D6 inches. So it's not a guaranteed of how far, but you still have to roll. And this is some good stuff. Like it's fascinating because it is cool that you could keep your Kroot safe. Or if you really needed to block a passageway, you could move them to where they're going to be in engagement range, but they have to charge them instead of the thing behind them, like a crisis suit or something that's much more dangerous and much more powerful as far as firepower, and you want to keep firing. So there's that. I think that's a really cool ability. Just the reactionary moves once something moves within 9, and then you can either get out of dodge so that way you can play it safe, or move up or adjust where you're at just to keep things even more safe around you as well. And so then it continues to say this: even before the battle begins, Trail Shapers can pull a fast one over their opponents by launching a Kroot ambush. The unit they join in a hole of their Kroot unit, melts into the background and reappear where they're least expected, taking advantage of the Scout's 7-inch rule shared by almost all Kroot to pressure vulnerable troops away from their objectives. So Kroot Ambush says, after both players have deployed their armies and determined who has the first turn, you can redeploy this model's unit. Oh, so it's just him. That's interesting. And one other friendly Kroot unit. So 2 groups he can grab of Kroot. When doing so, any of those units can be placed into strategic reserves, regardless of how many units are already in strategic reserves. So you can move them around to where you actually need to, like, okay, we need to move 3 inches over this way or all the way across the board, and then we get to do our Scout 7. Yeah, and it says this new leader will be deployed alongside even more new miniatures, such as the fast and vicious Kroot Hounds revealed last week, later on in this year. So the Kroot are an interesting thing because they're more about, it seems, just either quick objective control or playing secondaries, just interesting harassment potential, but not really like good damage because they often don't have very much AP. So what good are they? That's the question, right? Well, obviously, if they have the ability to hit really hard, they have a very, very epic ability. They don't hit very, very hard unless maybe that Krootok's Rider or something. But I have a sneaking suspicion at best that thing would have AP -2 on that weapon, and probably AP -1 would be actually what we'd see with just decent damage. But AP -1 is basically AP 0 in a lot of this game now. So what are we really seeing? Kroot can maneuver through the battlefield. It's just hard though because the Tau themselves have a lot of these answers anyway, and you have infiltrators in their stealth suits, so they could already be up and controlling things and pinpointing. And the Kroot, I don't know that you would actually use them as pinpoint. I can't even remember if they can or not. But it's a very strange concept there to use the Kroot, but more power to people if they can make an entirely Kroot force that lands on the battlefield and actually works. That would be hilarious to see. It'd be kind of cool. Not one I'm going to field, but I think it would be fun to see. Like, basically, there's a whole other faction that's present on this game board that we haven't seen before. Because, you know, you can't full field an entire just team of Vespid Stingwings. There's only that one group, so you can only you max out at 3 of them, like 3 units, and that's it. So not enough to get anywhere near 2,000 points. Just an interesting thing. And plus they have better technology and better armor, and it's like, okay, the Tau actually care about the Vespid Stingwings, and then with the Kroot they just go, well, you get whatever you want and we'll let you go play over here in the sandbox. It's just strange. So let me know down in the comments below, is there in-game actual like reasons for why the Kroot are the way they are, you know, like in the lore, that they don't accept armor and upgrades and stuff from the Tau? Or do the Tau do that on purpose and just go, we don't care enough about you, so we're good? What's the deal here? Do they just think of the Kroot as frontline cannon fodder? That if you're getting hit, then we're not getting hit, so have fun, we don't really care what you have for weaponry and armor? I'm not entirely sure. I haven't researched that much on the Kroot because I just never have had a very good interest, but I think they're a fascinating part of the Tau lore. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care, y'all. Bye.